In this tutorial, I'm going to be going through the two types of slurs on the guitar, and they are hammer-ons and pull-offs. They're basically a way of getting two notes for the price of one pluck. All right, here's how it works. We take two notes, let's say the F and the G on the 6th string. We can do this between any two fingers. They are going to be done on the same string in different frets. So we're going to take the 6th string 1st fret F and the 6th string 3rd fret G. We're going to pluck the F, and then I'm going to hammer on the G with my left hand only. Now, ideally, it is a movement that lands right on the tip of the finger, and you hear that when I'm doing that. I'm literally hammering down with that finger. Now, it doesn't have to be quickly after the first note. That's a mistake beginners often make. They think they have to do it fast. I can hold that note and then pluck on. That's going to be determined by the rhythm of the song. Or. So the movement is the important thing, not the speed at which you do it, but it should be forceful and it should come straight down on the tip. These are tricky and they take a lot of practice. All right. Now, what's the difference between a hammer-on and a pull-off? Well, again, we're going to be connecting two notes with one pluck, but now let's take a pull-off and we're going to do the same two notes. Now I'm going to pluck this note first, the G on the 6th string 3rd fret, and I'm going to pull it off to the 1st fret on the 6th string. So I'm going to pluck the G, and then with the left hand, I'm going to pull off that string so that I hear this note ringing after it. Now, if I just lift off, straight off, I'm going to turn this way so you can see a little better. You can hear it, but it's a little weak sounding. We literally want to pluck down with that left hand. So now I'm plucking straight down with that 3rd finger, not with my plucking hand. Okay, that is a pull off. Again, if you can keep your hand parallel to the neck here, the knuckles rather, instead of being pointed this way, notice my knuckles are parallel with the neck, then I can pull straight down. If I'm pointed this way with my knuckles kind of pointed down toward the ground, when I pull off, the tendency is to come sideways off of it. It's not as strong, whereas if I'm lined up this way, I can get that nice pluck. And we do want to hear that snap. All right, so what's the exercise? Well, here's an exercise I'd like you to do. We're going to take fingers 1 and 2, and remember, we can do this with any combination finger. We can do 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 2 to 3, 2 to 4, and 3 to 4. So we're going to do this, going on each string. I'm using just fingers 1 and 2, hammering on from 1 to 2. 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, and I'm done. Now, notice when I'm plucking on this finger, the 2nd finger, or any finger, when I'm hammering it on rather, I'm going to leave the previous finger down. I don't need to lift it off. You can, once you set down that next finger, you can lift it off, but in this exercise, I like to just keep it down and move to the next string. So I'm only plucking the first note each time. If you watch my right hand, pluck. Okay, then I can go through 1 and 3. Do the same thing. 1 and 4. This one's hard because you're using the pinky. Don't worry about the sound you're getting. it's going to get clearer with time. Then I can do 2 to 3. Your fingers are going to be weak at this at first. Then I can do 2 and 4. And then finally 3 and 4. This is a tough one for most people because that fourth finger is so weak. Okay, so those are all the possible permutations of the fingers of your left hand doing hammer-ons, the different combinations. You could also just do it on one string and do it maybe 4 times each, then do 1 and 3, and just keep it on one string the whole time. 1 and 4, then 2 and 3, then 2 and 4, and then 3 and 4. Okay? Then let's talk about pull-offs. So we're going to go the other direction now. So we're going to pluck, we're going to take 2 fingers at a time. This time it's really important to have the next finger down already. So I don't want to do this and then try and add that finger and pull off to it. This finger should be down already. Remember, I'm plucking the first one and then pulling down with the left hand finger, essentially plucking it again with that left hand finger. So 2 to 1. You want to hear that little snap, that little pluck of the left hand. Then I can do 3 and 1. Then 4 and 1. Then 3 to 2. Then 4 to 2. Yeah, it was 3 to 2. Now 4 to 2. I forgot where I was. And then finally 4 to 3. All right, so these are the pull-offs. So one way of doing this would be to do, you could just do it on one string, do it 4 times in a row, then 3 to 1. But notice I'm always keeping that finger down that I'm plucking off 2. Now 4 and 1. Now my second finger is going to be anchored. Then 4 to 2. And 4 to 3. Now, once you've practiced these a lot, here's another exercise that you can do, and this is doing 3 in a row, hammer-on. So I'm going to pluck the first fret, then I'm going to hammer on 2 and 3. So I'm only plucking that first string. I wouldn't recommend doing this at first. This is harder. Then you could go to the next string. So you're only plucking the first note and then hammering on the next 3. Then descending, you would do the same thing. So you're plucking the first note only and then pulling off to 3, pulling off to 2, pulling off to 1. You get the idea of how guitar players can make it sound like they're playing something very fast, but they're getting the help of slurs to make it sound much faster than they are actually plucking. Okay, so if you wanted to put that whole exercise together, then pull-offs. Notice when I'm doing these, I'm going for an even rhythm. That is harder, of course, but it's really important to develop the control with the fingers, is to do it evenly. You may set the metronome to help you, is a good idea. And also you can do these anywhere on the neck. You could do them in fifth position, etc. Seventh position, ninth position. They're all going to have a different feel, and that's because the strings are at a different tension and the neck is a little wider as you move around the neck. Okay, have fun with those and be patient. They are tough at first, but you're going to end up using them a lot in songs, and so they're an important technique to know.